I am Michael, the warrior of heaven, the guardian who stands at the threshold between light and darkness. I speak to you now with clarity, not in symbols that confuse, but in words that pierce through the noise of your world. My message comes at a time when fear spreads quickly, when uncertainty fills the air, and when many hearts are weighed down by battles that are not seen with human eyes. But I tell you this truth: you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and you are not without help. Every soul has a moment where life feels too heavy, where questions echo louder than answers, and where silence feels like absence. In those moments, it is easy to believe you are alone. Yet, you are surrounded by presence, a presence that watches, shields, and strengthens. I am assigned to protect, to war against what wars against you, and to lift you up when shadows press down. You live in a world that values speed, distraction, and appearances. Many rise each day carrying hidden battles behind smiles, carrying debts of the heart behind laughter, carrying despair behind strong words. But I see deeper. I see what you do not show. I see the tears shed in the dark when no one else is near. I see the questions you do not dare speak aloud. I see the prayers whispered under your breath, prayers you sometimes doubt reach heaven. And I tell you now, they reach. They always reach. Nothing spoken in faith is ever wasted. There are forces that desire to keep you bound in cycles. Cycles of fear, of lack, of brokenness, of constant striving without peace. These are not random misfortunes. They are battles of the unseen. But you were never created to fight them alone. The Creator of all things has appointed His angels, and I, Michael, have been given a command concerning you. I am not far. I am near. I am at work, even now. You have felt the weight of spiritual resistance, that heaviness that comes not from physical labor, but from battles in the mind and spirit. The days where you wake weary before the day even begins. The nights where rest will not come though your body is exhausted. These are not signs of weakness in you. They are signs of warfare around you. And where there is warfare, there is also victory, for no darkness can overcome the light. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread positivity and brings us closer as a community. I call you to lift your eyes. Stop measuring your future by the mistakes of your past. Stop thinking that every closed door is a sign of rejection. Some doors closed because they were traps. Some people walked away because they could not carry the weight of where you are going. Some delays were not denials, but protection. Do not misinterpret the silence of heaven as neglect. Often, silence is strategy. The quiet moments are where your strength is forged. I know you long for breakthrough, for provision, for clarity, for healing. Many of you cry out for financial peace, for stability in households, for relief from burdens that seem endless. Heaven hears these cries, but hear me as well. Breakthrough does not only arrive as money in your hand or answers in a moment. Sometimes breakthrough begins as courage to take one more step. Sometimes it begins as wisdom to see a new way. Sometimes it begins as endurance to outlast the storm. I am sent to strengthen you in all these ways. You are not weak because you struggle. Strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is the refusal to give up. And I see that in you. Even when you feel small, you continue. Even when your heart feels empty, you still hope. Even when fear presses in, you still reach upward. That is faith. And faith is what moves heaven's armies into motion. There are moments in life where you will feel resistance right before something great unfolds. Pay attention to that. When everything feels like it is trying to stop you, when confusion rises, when chaos surrounds you, it is often because you are at the threshold of change. The enemy does not fight what is not a threat. The pressure you feel is a sign that what you carry is powerful. Do not retreat. Stand firm. I stand with you. In this season, I want you to practice awareness. Become aware of your thoughts. Many of the battles begin not in circumstances, but in the mind. Lies take root there. Lies that say you are not enough. Lies that say you are forgotten. Lies that say nothing will ever change. Recognize them for what they are, attacks, and do not fight them with silence. Speak truth. Speak light. Speak the promises of God aloud. For words carry weight, and silence allows lies to grow unchecked. I am at work in ways you cannot see. Have you ever noticed moments of sudden protection? When accidents were avoided, when harm missed you by seconds, when opportunities appeared out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. These are movements of heaven. I was there. Angels were there. The hand of God was there. If you believe in God, comment 777 below. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not overlook small blessings. Gratitude is not just thankfulness. It is a weapon. Every time you give thanks, you weaken the grip of despair. Every time you acknowledge light, darkness loses its hold. Practice this daily. It will shift the atmosphere around you. You wonder sometimes why your life feels harder than others, why battles seem longer, why storms seem heavier. Hear this. Those entrusted with great purpose often walk through great resistance. What you endure now is shaping you for what you will carry later. Every struggle is adding to your strength. Every delay is refining your patience. Every challenge is sharpening your discernment. You will need these in the days ahead. I remind you today, you are not ordinary. You may see yourself as small, unnoticed, easily overlooked. But heaven does not see you this way. You are marked, chosen, set apart for impact. This is why the resistance has been fierce. But it is also why the victory will be great. Do not fear the future. I go before you. I war in the unseen. I cover you when you are unaware. Even now, assignments of darkness that sought to harm you are being broken. Paths that were hidden are being revealed. You will walk forward with new strength. Remember this always. Your prayers are powerful. Do not stop praying because you feel nothing. Prayers are like seeds. Some sprout quickly, some take time, but none are wasted. Heaven stores every word. At the right time, the harvest comes. I call you now to stand. Stand in faith. Stand in hope. Stand in trust. Do not bow to fear. Do not collapse under pressure. Do not surrender to despair. Rise. Lift your head. Speak light. Walk forward. Heaven is with you, and I, Michael, am by your side. This is the beginning of your renewal. The battles you face are not the end. They are the doorway to your next chapter. And in this chapter, you will not walk alone. I am still here with you, and I will not leave until my words have done their work within your heart. Many of you wonder if divine help is distant, if heaven only listens to some and not to all. But I tell you, with the full authority given to me, heaven is nearer than you think. God does not ignore his children, and I do not abandon my post. My task is to stand by those who call, to guard those who walk in faith, and to strengthen those who are weary in battle. You live in a world filled with distractions. Every device, every screen, every voice competes for your attention. And in that noise, the whispers of truth are drowned out. That is why so many miss the signs, the quiet movements of protection that surround them. But even if you cannot always see it, know that I fight for you. Every day, I war against forces that seek to keep you in cycles of defeat. I contend with shadows that whisper lies into your ear at night. I block paths that would destroy you, even when you think it was simply luck that kept you safe. I am not luck. I am protection. There are people listening to these words who have almost given up. You have stood on the edge of surrender, believing there was no point in trying again. Life has pressed on you from all directions. Bills you cannot pay, relationships you cannot fix, health you cannot control. The weight of it all has made you question your value, your purpose, your strength. And yet here you are, still breathing, still hoping, still searching. That alone is evidence of your strength. You may not see it, but I do. The fact that you have not given up is proof that the fire inside you still burns. I speak to you now because I want you to know that your life has greater meaning than your present struggle. The storm you are in is not the definition of who you are. It is a season. It is a battle. And every battle has an end. You cannot see the full picture from where you stand, but I see it clearly. And what I see is victory, not defeat. What I see is resilience, not collapse. What I see is transformation, not destruction. You have asked why life seems harder for you than for others. Why your path seems to have more obstacles, more resistance, more disappointment. Hear me carefully. Resistance is often the clearest sign of calling. You carry something that darkness fears. You carry light, and where light shines, shadows resist. That is why your journey has been so tested. But the testing is not to break you. It is to prepare you. Steel is not strong until it has been through fire. Diamonds are not formed without pressure. And your strength, though tested, will shine brighter because of the battles you have endured. I want you to see how practical this truly is. When your car did not start and you were delayed, it was not always a misfortune. It may have been protection from a collision you could not see ahead. When a door of opportunity closed, it was not always rejection. It may have been protection from a trap that would have drained your soul. When someone walked out of your life, it was not always loss. It may have been God's mercy, removing those who would have destroyed your peace. You call them setbacks, but I tell you they were safeguards. Still, I know what it feels like to want answers, to crave relief, to long for breakthrough. And I tell you, breakthrough is closer than you realize. It often arrives quietly, not with thunder but with small steps. A new idea that enters your mind. A chance conversation that opens a door. A moment of courage that shifts everything. Pay attention. These are the ways heaven moves. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread positivity and brings us closer as a community. Some of you listening feel trapped in cycles. Financial cycles, emotional cycles, habits you cannot seem to break. You try, you fall, you rise again, only to fall once more. And you wonder if freedom is even possible. Hear me clearly. Freedom is not only possible, it is promised. But freedom comes with process. You must take your part as heaven does its part. Guard what you listen to. Guard what you watch. Guard who you allow into your circle. Many chains are strengthened not by demons, but by the choices repeated daily. This is not condemnation, it is clarity. When you shift your patterns, you break agreements with the darkness. And when those agreements are broken, angels move swiftly to lift you higher. I want you to think about the way seeds work. A seed planted in soil does not sprout overnight. For a time, it is hidden. For a time, it looks as though nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. Growth is occurring where eyes cannot see. So it is with your prayers. You may look at your life and believe nothing is changing. But beneath the surface, roots are spreading. Change is happening. And when the time is right, the harvest will appear. Trust the process. Do not despise the small victories. Celebrate them. Each bill paid, even if not all. Each day of peace, even if not yet permanent. Each moment of clarity, even if questions remain. These are not small. They are signs that light is breaking through. And when you honor the small, you make room for the greater. Let me speak to those who feel crushed by financial burdens. I know the stress of counting every coin, the weight of wondering how to provide, the shame that creeps in when bills pile higher than income. Money is not evil, but the fear around it can be a prison, and many of you are locked in that prison. But hear me, your worth is not tied to your bank account. Heaven's provision is not limited to human systems. I have seen doors open for those who had nothing. I have seen debts erased in ways that could not be explained. I have seen opportunities rise like rivers in deserts. What seems impossible to you is simple for heaven, but your part is to remain faithful, to act wisely, to keep your hands open. Trust that provision is coming, even if you cannot yet see the how. Some of you are battling unseen wounds, anxiety that grips your chest, depression that weighs your soul, trauma from years past that still bleeds into your present. These are real battles not imagined. And I tell you with certainty, you are not broken beyond repair. Do not believe the lie that you will always feel this way. Healing takes time, but it is coming. You are being restored layer by layer. Even in your pain, light is working. Even in your lowest moments, angels are near. Do not mistake the process for failure. I must also tell you something important. Do not compare your journey to another's. Comparison is a thief. It robs you of gratitude. It blinds you to your own blessings. It weakens your spirit. You look at others and think they have it easier, but you do not see the hidden battles they face. And what you carry is not meant to look like anyone else's path. You are unique. Your calling is distinct. Your journey will not look like another's, and that is by design. Do you know why I speak so strongly about your value? Because the enemy works tirelessly to convince you otherwise. If he can make you believe you are worthless, then he does not need to chain your body. Your mind becomes the prison. But I break that lie now. You are not worthless. You are not disposable. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, treasured, protected. You carry light, and nothing can extinguish it. When you wake tomorrow, I want you to do something new. Before you look at a phone, before you listen to news, pause and speak aloud. I am not alone. I am protected. I am chosen. Simple words, yet powerful. For what you speak sets the tone for your day. Angels respond to faith-filled words. Darkness trembles at declarations of truth. Train your tongue to speak life, and you will shift the atmosphere around you. Comment Amen if you receive His peace in the middle of chaos. I also tell you, do not fear the times ahead. Many voices speak doom. Many predictions bring fear. But you were not created to live in fear. You were created to live in faith. Yes, the world will shake, but those rooted in truth will stand firm. I will shield you from harm that is not meant to touch you. And where storms come, I will strengthen you to endure. You are not as fragile as you think. Heaven has made you resilient. Do not underestimate prayer. Prayer is not a ritual. It is a weapon. When you pray, you summon light into darkness. When you pray, you open the way for angels to act. Do not say, I have only prayer. Prayer is not small. It is the strongest act of power you carry. Pray boldly. Pray often. Pray even when you feel nothing. Your words move armies. Now listen closely. This season is shifting. The very struggles that have weighed you down will soon become the testimonies that lift others. You will not only survive, you will shine. People will look at your life and see proof that heaven intervenes. The battles you fought will become the wisdom you share. The wounds you carried will become the healing you offer. Your pain will not be wasted. And as you walk forward, remember, you are never alone. I, Michael, walk beside you. Angels surround you. Heaven watches over you. You will rise again, stronger than before. This is not the end of your story. It is only the beginning of something greater than you can imagine. I am still speaking, and I will not stop until the truth has settled into your heart. You must know this. You were not born to drift. You were not created to merely survive. You were placed in this moment in history with intention, with design, and with destiny. Every breath you take is proof that heaven has not finished with you. Too often you define yourself by your mistakes, by your failures, by the wounds that others have left behind. But I see you differently. I do not see you through the lens of what went wrong. I see you through the lens of what is possible. I see the strength that has not yet been revealed. I see the courage you are still discovering. I see the future you do not yet imagine. And it is beautiful. Some of you are carrying regrets like heavy stones in your heart. You replay choices you wish you had made differently. You whisper to yourself, "If only." But listen to me. Regret is a chain, and chains are meant to be broken. The past cannot be altered, but it can be redeemed. Even the wrong turns can lead to right destinations when heaven intervenes. What you thought was wasted time can still bear fruit. Do not live another day imprisoned by what you cannot change. Release it. Hand it over, and watch as heaven turns ashes into beauty. There are those listening who are haunted by betrayal. Someone you trusted deeply turned against you. A friend, a family member, a partner. You gave your heart, and they wounded it. The pain of betrayal is unlike any other, because it strikes at the very core of love. Hear me carefully. Their choice does not define your worth. Their actions do not cancel your value. What was done to you may have left scars, but those scars are becoming marks of wisdom, not signs of weakness. And though people may abandon, I do not. Though people may fail you, heaven will not. I want you to understand how real my presence is. I am not an idea. I am not a symbol. I am a warrior of light, created to defend and deliver. When you walk into danger unknowingly, I move ahead to shield you. When you sit in silence and despair, I draw near to strengthen you. When darkness whispers that you cannot make it, I thunder back with the truth that you will. This is not imagination. This is reality. I am closer than you realize. Many of you feel that you are in a battle that never ends. You rise and fight one day, only to be struck down the next. It seems endless. But let me tell you something vital. Every battle has an expiration date. No war lasts forever. The cycle you are in is not permanent. A shift is coming, even if you cannot see it yet. And when it comes, you will look back and see that every tear, every prayer, every act of perseverance was not wasted. I know some of you ask, why heaven allows the struggle at all? Why not remove the pain entirely? Why not clear the obstacles instantly? Hear me carefully, because strength is not born in comfort. Growth does not emerge from ease. If every prayer was answered immediately, your faith would never deepen. If every challenge disappeared instantly, you would never learn to endure. It is in the stretching that you are strengthened. It is in the waiting that you are refined. And though the process feels painful, the result will be resilience that nothing can break. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread positivity and brings us closer as a community. Think of it like training. A soldier cannot face battle without first enduring drills, weights, endurance tests. These are not punishments. They are preparation. In the same way, your trials are preparing you. You are being trained to carry more than you thought possible. You are being readied for victories that require a strength you are still developing. Trust that the preparation is worth it. Some of you are weary of repeating the same prayers. You feel as though heaven has gone silent. But silence does not mean absence. Sometimes the silence is space for you to grow into the answer. Sometimes the silence is heaven rearranging what must shift before your request can manifest. And sometimes, the silence is simply a test of trust. Hold steady. The answer is not denial. It is timing. Do not be afraid to start again. Failure is not final unless you refuse to rise. Every sunrise is proof that you are given another chance, another beginning. Many of the greatest victories in history came after the deepest failures. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. The very fact that you are still here means you can begin again. And when you begin again, you do so with wisdom you did not have before. I see many of you standing at crossroads. You do not know which path to take, which decision will lead to peace, which choice is the right one. Anxiety grips you when you think of making the wrong move. Let me assure you, you are not navigating alone. When you ask for guidance, it will come. Sometimes it arrives as peace in your heart. Sometimes as a closed door. Sometimes through the counsel of a wise friend. Do not panic if you cannot see the entire map. You only need light for the next step, not the entire journey. And I promise that light will be given. Some of you are in environments that drain you. The people around you speak doubt, negativity, criticism. You absorb their energy and it weighs you down. You must learn to guard your atmosphere. Not everyone can walk with you where you are going. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Choose carefully who you allow to influence you. Surround yourself with those who speak life, who remind you of your worth, who encourage your vision. And where such people are few, know that heaven itself will fill the gap. You are never without support. I must also remind you of the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is not ignoring the struggle. It is shifting focus toward the blessings that remain. When you choose gratitude, you shift the atmosphere around you. Darkness loses its grip. Your mind clears. Your heart steadies. Even in the hardest seasons, there is always something to thank heaven for. And as you practice gratitude, you open the way for more blessings to flow. Do not underestimate how your actions inspire others. There are people watching you silently, learning from how you endure. They may never tell you, but your resilience gives them hope. When you rise again after falling, they see proof that they can too. When you keep faith in the storm, they find courage to believe. You are impacting lives you do not even realize. Your light is shining farther than you know. Let me speak about fear. Fear is the greatest weapon of darkness. It paralyzes, it blinds, it steals. And yet, fear is also an illusion. It predicts a future that has not yet happened and convinces you it is inevitable. But I tell you, fear is a liar. Most of what you dread will never come to pass. And even if challenges do arise, you are stronger than the fear suggests. When fear rises, counter it with truth. Speak aloud. I am not alone. I am protected. I am stronger than fear. These words are not empty. They carry power. There are those among you who feel invisible. You give, you love, you serve, yet no one seems to notice. You wonder if your efforts even matter. Hear me. They matter more than you know. Heaven sees every unseen act of kindness. Heaven records every hidden sacrifice. You are not invisible to God, and you are not overlooked by angels. At the right time, recognition will come. But even before it does, know that your worth is immeasurable. Comment 777 if you believe in His divine favor. I also remind you that you are never too old, never too young, never too far behind to walk into your purpose. Some of you believe your time has passed, that opportunities are for others, not for you. But destiny does not expire. As long as you breathe, purpose still burns. There are chapters of your story yet to be written. Do not close the book prematurely. Listen closely. Change is coming. You have felt the tension, the shaking, the unsettlement in your spirit. It is because something is about to shift. Old doors are closing, new ones are opening. The ground is being prepared for new opportunities, new relationships, new provision. Do not fear the change. Welcome it. What is leaving was not meant to remain. What is arriving will lift you higher. I want to speak to those who feel unworthy of love. Perhaps your past has convinced you that you are too broken, too flawed, too damaged. That is a lie. Love is not withheld from you. Heaven's love is constant, unconditional, unshakable. And human love, though imperfect, is still possible for you. Do not believe that your story disqualifies you from connection. You are worthy of love, just as you are. As I speak, I remind you that angels surround you even now. You are not alone in your room, your car, your quiet place. You are surrounded. Protection is near. Comfort is near. Strength is near. And though you cannot always see us, you can sense us in the peace that enters when you pray, in the calm that comes when you trust, in the courage that rises when you feel weak. That is not imagination. That is presence. You are stronger than you believe, more valuable than you realize, more loved than you can comprehend. Do not let the world convince you otherwise. Walk in this truth daily. Rise each morning knowing you are chosen. Face each challenge knowing you are protected. End each day knowing you are never alone. This is the message I bring. Your story is not over. Your battles are not in vain. Your future is bright. Heaven is invested in you. I am with you. And nothing, no fear, no failure, no darkness can change that. I speak now to seal everything that has been planted into your spirit. Do not allow doubt, fear, or confusion to steal what has already been declared over your life. You have walked through valleys of uncertainty, and you have faced nights where silence felt heavier than answers. But I remind you, the silence was never absence. It was a holy preparation. Every tear has watered the seeds of your coming harvest. Every delay has built the strength you will need to carry the blessing. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread positivity and brings us closer as a community. The time has come for you to release the weight of your past. Release the mistakes, the regrets, the comparisons, and the endless cycles of what if. The new cannot enter while your hands cling to the old. I urge you, step forward lightly, for the heavy burdens are not yours to carry anymore. What belongs to you will meet you at the exact time it is destined. What is aligned with your highest good will not miss you. I call you now to stand in courage. There will still be moments where shadows try to intimidate you, where doubt whispers, and where fear attempts to paralyze. In those moments, remember, you are not standing alone. I surround you with the light of divine protection, a shield that no weapon can penetrate. You are never abandoned. You are never unseen. Do not underestimate the power of small steps. Each act of faith, each moment of gratitude, each word of kindness you release into the world is a key unlocking doors you cannot yet see. Stay faithful to these small steps, for they carry you toward the larger promises waiting ahead. I bless your home. I bless your health. I bless your relationships. I bless the work of your hands. I bless the thoughts in your mind, so they align with clarity and peace. I bless your path so that it becomes straight, free of unnecessary distractions. Now rise. Rise in strength. Rise in faith. Rise in the knowing that you are chosen, protected, and guided. The season of fear is behind you, and the season of breakthrough stands before you. Walk forward with confidence, for I go before you. I am behind you. I am beside you. You are not alone. Comment 777. If you believe in His divine favor.